Demographics of Vietnam, a diverse and evolving society. Vietnam, a country steeped in rich cultural traditions and vibrant landscapes, is home to a rapidly growing and evolving population. With a current population of approximately 98 million as of 2021, the demographics of Vietnam present a fascinating mix of ethnic diversity, urbanization, and shifting societal dynamics. The story of Vietnam's people is one of resilience, adaptation, and transformation, reflecting the country's history and its journey toward modernization. From the ethnic makeup of its people to the challenges of an aging population, the demographics of Vietnam offer a rich tapestry that speaks to both its past and future. Population growth. From war recovery to modernization, Vietnam has witnessed significant population growth over the past few decades. In 1979, shortly after the country was reunified following decades of war, the population stood at 52.7 million. Today, that figure has nearly doubled, reaching approximately 97.5 million in 2021. This sharp increase is a testament to the country's recovery from its tumultuous past and its ongoing development. However, this growth has not been uniform across all regions. According to the 2019 census, around 65.6% of the population still lives in rural areas, while 34.4% have moved to urban areas. This rural-to-urban migration is driven by rapid industrialization and economic opportunities in cities like Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City. As Vietnam continues its march toward modernization, urban centers are experiencing a boom in population, leading to both opportunities and challenges in terms of infrastructure, housing, and public services. Ethnic diversity, a mosaic of cultures. Vietnam's population is predominantly made up of the Kinh ethnic group, which constitutes about 85.32% of the total population. The Kinh people are primarily concentrated in the country's fertile alluvial deltas and coastal plains, areas that have historically been the agricultural and economic hubs of Vietnam. As the dominant ethnic group, the Kinh holds significant influence over the country's political and economic landscape. However, Vietnam is also home to a vibrant array of ethnic minorities, with 54 officially recognized groups. Among these are the Hmong, Dao, Thai, Thai, and Nung, many of whom live in the mountainous regions that make up 2/3 of the country's territory. The Muong people, closely related to the Kinh, are also found in these highland areas. Each of these ethnic groups has its own unique cultural traditions, languages, and ways of life, contributing to the rich diversity of Vietnam's national identity. In the Central Highlands, the Dagar people, also known as Montagnards, were the predominant inhabitants before the government enacted a program to resettle Kinh people in the area. This policy has led to a blending of cultures in the highlands, but has also caused tensions over land and resources. Similarly, the Hoa, ethnic Chinese, and Khmer Krom people are primarily concentrated in the lowland regions, where they have historically been involved in trade and agriculture. The Hoa, in particular, have played a significant role in Vietnam's economic history, though many left the country following the nationalization policies of the post-war government in the late 1970s. Urbanization and migration, a changing landscape. One of the most striking demographic trends in Vietnam today is the shift towards urbanization. In 2019, 34.4% of the population lived in urban areas, and this number continues to rise as people migrate to cities in search of better economic opportunities. The rapid development of Vietnam's major cities has transformed them into bustling urban centers, drawing in millions of people from rural areas. This migration has had both positive and negative effects. On the one hand, it has fueled Vietnam's economic growth by providing a steady stream of labor for its booming industrial and service sectors. Cities like Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi have become hubs for innovation, commerce, and culture, contributing to the country's status as one of Southeast Asia's fastest-growing economies. On the other hand, the rapid pace of urbanization has also led to challenges. Housing shortages, traffic congestion, and pressure on public services, such as healthcare and education, have become pressing issues in many urban areas. The government is working to address these challenges through infrastructure development projects, but the speed of urbanization continues to outpace the country's ability to manage it effectively. The aging population, a looming challenge. While Vietnam's population is still relatively young, with a median age of about 32 years, the country is beginning to face the challenges of an aging population. The proportion of people over the age of 60 is expected to rise from 12% in 2018 to 21% by 2040. This demographic shift presents a significant challenge for Vietnam, as the working-age population is set to decline, potentially straining the country's social welfare and healthcare systems. Vietnam's working population peaked in 2013, and the country now faces the prospect of a shrinking labor force in the coming decades. This shift could have far-reaching economic consequences, particularly as the country continues to rely on its young, dynamic workforce to drive growth. Moreover, the aging population presents a financial challenge for the government, as 90% of elderly citizens have no savings to rely on. The state provides only modest allowances for those over 80 years old, creating a looming concern about how to fund healthcare and pension systems for the elderly. The Vietnamese government has acknowledged this issue and is working to address it. Policies aimed at improving healthcare access for the elderly, along with efforts to increase the retirement age and encourage private savings, are being explored. However, the country will need to move quickly to put these measures in place before the full impact of an aging population is felt. Regional population distribution, a tale of contrasts. Vietnam's population is unevenly distributed across its regions, reflecting the country's geographic and economic diversity. The most populous region is the Red River Delta, home to approximately 22.5 million people. This region, which includes the capital city of Hanoi, is a key agricultural and industrial hub. Following closely behind is the north-central and south-central coast, with around 20.1 million people, and the southeast, which includes Ho Chi Minh City, with 17.8 million residents. The Mekong Delta, often referred to as Vietnam's Rice Bowl, is another densely populated region with about 17.2 million people. This fertile area is crucial to the country's agricultural output, particularly rice production, but it is also vulnerable to environmental challenges such as flooding and salinization caused by climate change. In contrast, the Central Highlands are the least populous region with only about 5.8 million people. This area is home to many of Vietnam's ethnic minorities and has traditionally been more isolated and underdeveloped compared to other parts of the country. However, efforts to improve infrastructure and promote tourism are helping to bring new opportunities to this region. Conclusion: a dynamic and diverse society. The demographics of Vietnam tell a story of a nation that is rapidly evolving. From its booming urban centers to its diverse ethnic landscape, Vietnam is a country undergoing significant transformation. The challenges posed by urbanization, an aging population, and uneven development are real, but so too are the opportunities for growth and progress. Vietnam's diversity is one of its greatest strengths. The blend of cultures, traditions, and peoples that make up the country creates a rich, dynamic society that is constantly adapting to new circumstances. As Vietnam continues to modernize, its people will play a crucial role in shaping the country's future. Whether it's the young migrants moving to cities in search of opportunity, the ethnic minorities preserving their unique cultural identities, or the elderly citizens facing the challenges of aging, the people of Vietnam are at the heart of the country's development. In the years to come, how Vietnam manages its demographic shifts will be critical to its continued success. With thoughtful planning and investment in both urban and rural areas, the country can harness the energy and potential of its people to build a prosperous and inclusive future for all.